From the Mayor's office, I'm Rick Moore, along with Salem Mayor Kimberly Driscoll. And Mayor Driscoll, we made it through October okay?
We survived another Halloween. Actually, a great weekend. A lot of families here. Really good feeling in town with big crowds, but everyone, for the most part, very well behaved.
Was one day bigger than another? Was Halloween actually the biggest day?
Do you know, I think Saturday we actually had some fairly large crowds. Sunday we by far had more people in town later. So it was the weekend certainly split it up. We experienced, I think, a big crush last year when Halloween was on a Saturday.
Right.
So having sort of both days for people to come to Salem, I think, split it up a little bit, which was in our favor.
And in general, everything worked okay and no major problems?
Very well. Not no major issues, and that's always good when people can come in, have a good time, and leave safely.
I have a couple of things I'd like to ask you about. First of all, the election coming up. What does the election mean to the city of Salem, with the election being tomorrow?
It's definitely a 1-2 punch, having Halloween wrap up on Sunday and then Election Day being on Tuesday. You know, there's definitely a lot of important issues facing the Commonwealth. I'm supporting Deval Patrick. I'm a big fan of his, but I think the governor's race, just about every constitutional officer is also being challenged. It's been a rowdy, raucous sort of election season. And then we've got some questions that I think have big implications on cities and towns in particular. Question 3, the sales tax rollback. We're facing a $2.5 billion deficit in the state without question 3 passing. So whoever is the next governor, I certainly hope it'll be Governor Patrick, is going to have some daunting tasks ahead. If question 3 passes, it becomes much, much, much harder with a $5 billion budget gap to fill at a time when there have been cuts already and cities and towns don't want more cuts in local aid. There's a question on the rollback for the alcohol tax. If you have any programs in your community that deal with alcohol abuse, try and help folks who are suffering from alcoholism, those dollars could be cut. That's where the sales tax on alcohol goes directly. And then things like the repeal of 40B. For a city like Salem, we're already above our 10% affordable housing threshold, but many of the smaller towns and suburban communities are not. And there's a big push to repeal that law, which would mean communities aren't required to have affordable housing by any percentage. And I think you'd see that means all the affordable housing would end up in cities as opposed to trying to spread that need out throughout the Commonwealth. So big questions, big challenges.
Okay. Any idea, do you expect a big turnout in the city? Or?
We will. I think we'll have a fairly decent turnout. We've got, obviously a congressional race. John Tierney is from Salem and a Salem native, so I think there'll be a big push for folks coming out in support of him. I also think just because the governor's race has been so hotly contested, we'd expect to have a number of folks out. I hope people vote. The primary was abysmal turnout, but there weren't a lot of races.
Right.
So I hope we can turn that around and see people getting out. No matter how you stand, it's just really important that we exercise those rights.
Very good. All right, finally, a recent acquisition concerning Salem Wharf. Maybe you'd like to tell us about that?
Yeah, we're very excited. It got a little lost in all of the costumed revelry that happened here this past week, but on Thursday, we finally inked the deal with Dominion to purchase the Blaney Street parcel. This is the piece of land where the Salem Ferry currently comes in and out of, where we're hoping to build out that pier to accommodate cruise ships. We actually have a meeting with cruise ship officials later in November this month, and are really excited about the opportunities for that parcel to become a major part of our economic activity. And the first piece of the puzzle is actually owning it, which we now officially do. So it was great to have Senator Berry here, Representative Keenan, and Dominion officials to actually convey that land to us.
I do have one more quick question. You morphed from Halloween right into Restaurant Week?
I know. Restaurant Week, it's our welcome back Salem residents kind of approach. With October bringing in so many visitors and from far and wide, some of our regular customers within the 15-mile radius of Salem end up kind of staying away. So Restaurant Week gives people a great opportunity to come back, sample their favorites, come back into Salem, and enjoy all the terrific restaurants that we have here. So yeah, don't miss it for sure.
That sounds great. From the Mayor's office at Salem Mayor Kimberly Driscoll with more stuff online, I'm Rick Moore.